Order. The House is resumed, and I call on Government Order of the Day for the address in reply.
Motion for an address in reply to His Excellency the Governor-General's speech from the throne.
Alfred Naro.
Mr. Speaker, I move that a respectful address be presented to His Excellency the Governor-General, the Lieutenant Right Honourable Sir Jerry Mataparai, in reply to His Excellency's speech. The ancient chants of my people declare this pe'e. Taku manu nui, taku manu rai. Taku manu karere tau iti iti ki tonga ki tokirao. Oki mai, oki mai, oki mai. O great bird, O little bird, fly to the four corners of the earth. Spread your wings and shelter your people with a divine blessing. But come back home, come back home, come back home. Mr. Speaker, these are words spoken by our tūpuna and our leaders as they set out on a journey of challenge and change. They were given the mantle of responsibility with the hope of providing for the needs or inspiring them to take action. This pe'e or chant is part of the ongoing legacy of our people, and I stand in their shadows today. Nō reira, i ngā rangatira, i ngā waka, i ngā karanga maha, tēnā koutou. Tēnā koutou e rongo e te painga o tō tātou matua nui e te rangi. Aho ko he tangata no moana nui a kiwa. Nō rarotonga, ki etataki, ki mangia, ki pukapuka, ki ahau. He mihi tonu atu ki a kōtura. Nō reira, tēnā koutou. Greetings to the leaders, their canoes and the many callings. Greetings under the goodness of our great Father in heaven. Even though I am a person who comes from the oceans of the Pacific and the motus of Aitutaki, Mangaia and Pukapuka, I acknowledge you with great respect. Firstly, Mr. Speaker, I congratulate you on your reappointment to the prestigious role of Speaker of this Parliament. I look forward to being under your guidance and leadership in this chamber. I can remember fondly the W3 show that you hosted when you would ask questions of students that started with the letter W. The when, the where, the what, the why and the who. How fitting it is that you now find yourself the host as the contest of ideals are battled out in the debating halls of this chamber. And though the three-piece suits have given way to the two-piece, you are still looking sharp and suave as ever. And if these comments endear me to your favour of indulgence in the House within the next 3 years, then so be it. So, Mr. Speaker, with this nostalgic view of the W3 show in mind, I would like to base my maiden speech on the why for 40 points, the what for 30, and the when for 20. Why for 40? Why am I here today as a Member of Parliament? I'm here today because my late grandmother, Mama Rita Tupaki Goldstein, who had a dream that one day her grandchildren, her mokopuna, would walk in the ways of their ancestors and lead the people. I hold one of the many letters she wrote that made me believe. She never dwelt on the things I couldn't do, just kept reminding me of my future potential. Granny, your dreams are realised in me today. I'm here today to represent part of the growing diversity of our country. I'm a Kiwi kid, born in 1966 at the old St Helens Hospital in Pitt Street, Auckland. I went to Richmond Road Primary School and then off to West Auckland at 8 years of age and schooled in Te Aratu South in Henderson, just an ordinary kid with a state education. But I'm a New Zealander of Pacific descent. My parents both come from the Cook Islands, Mangaia, Aitutaki and Pukapuka, and we were initially raised in the inner city streets of Ponsonby. We attended the Pacific Island Church in Newton, Auckland, first generation New Zealand born. There have been a number of commentators who have talked on the browning of Auckland and our nation, and yet our leaders do not reflect this proportion to our population's rapid growth in numbers. I'm here today to fill that gap as the first Cook Island to enter the New Zealand Parliament and proud of it. And over 60,000 instant voters. And as the Tui ad says, no pressure, mate. Yeah, right. I'm here today because my parents, Taniala Ngaro and Toko Kiri Anu Ngaro, worked hard as Pacific migrants for long hours, low wages, and often more than one job just to make ends meet and to give us a better life. Mitake mata e toko mama e papa. I'm here today because my wife told me to do something. She challenged me that it was about time to stop mucking around in the sandpit and start to play on a bigger field to make a greater difference. Thank you, Mokuina Fuimana, for those kind, nurturing words of support. You have truly been my inspiration and soulmate, and I do love you. To my children, Roxy, Wainona, Akula, and Shalom, and my daughter-in-law, Esther, and granddaughter, Skylar, I'm here today so that you will be encouraged and challenged to be the best that you can be and to extend your reach above the stars. I love you dearly. I'm here today because the National Party executive gave me a ticket on the bus, but truly believe I can make a real contribution to the nation through this party. I want to acknowledge our party president, Peter Goodfellow, and the other members of the executive board. I'm also here today because of my good friend, Pesata Sam Lutoinga, who encouraged and challenged me to consider stepping into politics. Thank you, my friend. Thanks also to the Maungakeke electorate and campaign team for your support. I want to acknowledge the boys at 4 p.m, Hamish and Frank, and all my dear friends and family. Apparently there are some people left on Rarotonga. Even though some of you sat on the other political divide, you supported me because you believed in me. I'm here today because my faith in God has had me believe that I have a purpose in this life, to understand what that gift is that I have and to serve the world. There is an ancient saying that declares, choose you this day whom you will serve, but as for me and my house. So my faith and my family have taught me to serve faithfully, to serve wisely, and to serve wholeheartedly. So I stand here today, ready to serve our communities and our nation as a member of this National Party caucus team and its leadership, and especially that of our Prime Minister, the Right Honourable John Key. The what for 30 points. What do I want to do as a Member of Parliament? Mr. Speaker, I want to bring to this House of Representatives is a pragmatic, relevant and connected approach to government policies and legislation. Based on my experience as a tradesman electrician, the most honourable of trades. And may I say, even though I debate with my good friend and brother Daniel the Builder, who says that Jesus was a carpenter, I keep reminding him that his father was a sparky, because when it was dark, he turned on the light. I come here as a pastor and an NGO manager, a senior government advisor, and a community development business consultant, having to deal with the complexity of stakeholder relationships. In other words, making policy and legislation that works for the people, by the people, and with the people. I want to bring the teachings of our humble beginnings, where we were taught to work hard for everything that we had. I can still remember my brother Danny and I, as kids, cleaning with Mum at her second job at the Newton Post Office on K Road at night. Mum, you told me off once for not emptying the bins properly. You said it doesn't matter what job you're doing, you should always do your best. You taught me a lesson for life, and that is attitude is the key to success. Education with the right attitude can achieve anything. And I endorse the view of the Prime Minister that equity of opportunities of training and learning and mentoring deserves our greatest focus, and that the outcomes of successful employment, business development and growth will follow. Great examples such as the Otorohanga Youth Employment Scheme, where the local council has taken the lead with a can-do attitude of reducing youth employment by providing training opportunities for all its young people. Or the Manaiakalani project in Tamaki, where a blended approach with e-learning tools and multi-stakeholder support has seen rapid rise in our literacy rates. Our communities and society have become truly consumerised, where often the value of what I can get is greater than what I can give. I want to contribute my experiences in working with communities to find their own solutions by using transformative processes as the way forward, so that there is more community and less government. That's why I support the work of Whānau Ora, where we put the responsibility back in the hands of whānau and families. And this is not just a Māori thing, but a truly Indigenous Kiwi approach to caring for families and whānau. I've worked with philanthropic entrepreneurs like Stephen Tyndall and the Tyndall Foundation to support the development of organisations like Inspiring Communities, a homegrown Kiwi approach to sharing the learning stories that have inspired community innovative solutions up and down this country. I want to declare on this day, the 21st of December, that I'm committed to being a strong advocate for fathering in this nation, to encourage those that are, and respectfully but intentionally challenge those that are not. The effects of fatherlessness on boys are well documented. Boys without dads are 4 times as likely to drop out of school and many more times likely to end up involved in crime and drugs. I'm particularly proud of the work that we have done with the SCIP team and MSD around fathering with the Warehouse Distribution Centre in Manukau, where we addressed the issues of fathering by sharing and learning from each other and then wrote our own book. What was truly remarkable was that not only did we increase knowledge and confidence of fathering and parenting, but connectivity amongst the staff and management went up 90%, productivity went up 30%, and absenteeism went down 2 full days for every employee. In fact, we even won the EEO Trust Supreme Award for employee well-being and community profit and production, company profit and production. When asked what the magic was that made this happen, I said there is no magic. We simply brought the dignity of humanity back into the workplace and people felt like they belonged. They became a family. This is strong evidence that great community-led development combines both social and economic development. You can have your cake and eat it. I want to bring my experiences from a big, ambitious community renewal project called Tamaki Transformation, where a vision was cast with this statement: what if we could leverage the assets of the Crown to create a better future for this community? We set out to engage a whole of community so that everyone had something to give and people could inspire more than what they could in their current reality. The most effective development is long-term. So while there are lessons to learn, there are many more opportunities for us to take. Finally, Mr. Speaker, the win for 20 points. When will we know that we are truly making a difference? When people are inspired by the things we say and do. Mr. Speaker, at the tender age of 45, I now know more than ever before the gift I have and what it brings into this House of Representatives. And it is simply this: the gift of inspiration. I have learned that inspiration is birthed when the process is equal to the outcome. The greater the process, the greater the outcome. Where if we want to change a culture, then we must learn to ask a powerful question: how do we stop our babies from being killed in this country? I've seen that inspiration gain substance when we are not afraid to hold the space for robust and even difficult conversation. I learned this lesson from Dame Whina Cooper, for when she challenged her leaders by saying, "Don't get hoha, stamp your fist, and then leave the room, because when you're gone, they make decisions for you. Stay in the room." I witnessed inspiration come alive when people have owned the outcome and simply said, "Look what we have done." I have felt the power of inspiration when people are restored in their brokenness and find the pathway to their dreams. This quote from a fathering workshop: "We've all got a hard luck story of how we were fathered, but it's our time to rewrite the script." I was approached by a leader in our community recently who said, "Do you know that by you standing, you've made our dreams that much more possible?" When we stand, Mr. Speaker, we give people permission and confidence to give it a go. We have been chosen, whether by electoral vote or party vote, to be leaders in this nation, to inspire our people in the hope of change and the reality of a dream. Mr. Speaker, I'm proud to be a Kiwi of Cook Island descent. I'm proud to be a member of this Parliament serving under the leadership of the National Party. I came here to make a difference and I intend to do so. And I finish with this pe: "Ko wai te atua e te rangi e. Māori e tō tangata ki tō rema. E koko. Who is this God that we seek wisdom and guidance? Hold your people, hold them in your hands." Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Paul Goldsmith.